When I'm looking at the Ikea website for the legs for the kitchen cabinets, I think it's a fair assessment to do that the clients, they really do not love this leg. And it's not only here in Canada. No, when I look south of the border to the US, they even dislike it more than we do. And when I look at these two countries, it makes me think, how about Europe? Do they hate that leg as well? First I checked Germany, because Germany, they have the same long leg as we do here in Canada and the US, and they don't like the long one either. No, they actually hate it more than we do. So if that's the reason why Ikea also have a shorter leg on the market in Germany, I don't know, but they like it more than they like the long one, almost twice as much in the ratings. And the same phenomenon can be seen when we look at the Netherlands, because they like the shorter leg more than they like the longer one. And before we get to see what the real problem is with the legs, I want to share with you how it is in certain countries in Europe. As you can see, Spain here, they like it also. And France and Italy, it's not too bad either. But when we get to Denmark, no, not working well. I don't know if something to do with the Danes. Maybe it is. Sweden, of course, they like it much better than everybody else. Almost, because when we get to Norway, they don't just like this leg, they love it. They are so crazy about this leg that they have a really high rating on the reviews. And I'm not certain why it is like that, but maybe up in Norway, they have classes where they teach you everything you need to know about the legs on the IKEA kitchen, so they can be ahead of the Swedes. I don't know. Or maybe it is because that the Norwegians, they like to sit on YouTube and watch great videos on how to install IKEA kitchens. But I do know that if you watch the rest of this video, you're going to love those legs as much as the Norwegians do, because you will know how to install them. So let's get started. Before we get to that, I think it's important though to look at what is it about those legs that all those customers, they do not like. Well, the first one here thinks that the legs are flimsy because it broke off when the cabinet was moved sideways. And the next one here thinks it is poor quality because it cannot handle normal weight. And here's one who thinks that the leg is the worst design ever and you should not buy it because you cannot slide the cabinet even a quarter of an inch. And the last one here is a lady who wishes she had read the reviews before buying these legs. And yeah, maybe she should have, but maybe she should have read the instruction on how to install these legs. Nevertheless, I hear all that frustration, and I do understand that it is a real problem. And I'm not saying all this to mock any clients, because it is the experience these clients have had with the legs. To me, it just shows that IKEA is doing a really poor job explaining the clients how to use this leg. And when the client leave a review, they're not being helped either, because IKEA just tell them, come to the store, get your money back. They're not really helping fixing the issue. But well, what is the issue and how do we avoid getting into trouble with these legs? It's absolutely clear that the biggest problem ever with these legs is that you cannot slide these cabinets sideways and the legs will break off when it happens. And here's why. This leg is designed to take up forces in one direction only, and that is this way down, from the cabinet down through the leg to the floor. This leg is not designed to take up any forces going this way. No, it's designed to sit under the cabinet and hold the cabinet in place, and the cabinet box is not moving. So even though you put a lot of pound on top of that cabinet in the shape of a countertop that's made out of granite or quartz, this leg will not break. Not at all. Put one box of legs on each cabinet. Do not share them between cabinets like IKEA suggests you do. I never do that. When you're installing the cabinet, having one box of legs under each cabinet is much, much easier than the whole sharing deal where you'll have a cabinet sitting here on one side and you'll have another cabinet sitting here. It's much more difficult. You don't want to do that. One box of legs per cabinet. Finally, we have come to the point in the video where I will show you how I work with the legs. because there's only one way to avoid the legs are breaking when you're shifting the cabinets around, if you're moving them on your own, and that is not to move them at all. So I'm not doing that. This is what I do. First, when I assemble the cabinets, I finish the assembly by putting on the base plates from the legs, because it's easier when it's sitting on your work table than when it's hanging on the wall. With those plates in place, I hang the cabinet up onto the rail, and then I put on the front legs, and I put on the front legs only at this point in time. I do a preliminary leveling of the cabinet with my spirit level, and then I tie in the cabinet if there is a cabinet sitting next to it. And I also put in those little gray plastic lock nuts at the back at the rail in order for the cabinet not to be lifted up on the rail when I'm putting on the rear legs. With the cabinets all tied in, I can now level all the cabinets. And when that is done, I can put on the rear legs on every single cabinet. And that's it. If you follow these instructions, you will never break a leg. Before I go, I can recommend that you check these 2 videos out, because they are very relevant when we're dealing with legs in the installation of an IKEA kitchen.